Once again, there is the backdrop of the nation's capital, where today marks 1 week since the federal government shutdown began. Here's where we stand. Yesterday, the Senate blocked for a fifth time the House continuing resolution, falling short of the 60 votes required for cloture, a persistent hurdle that has kept the shutdown in place. A counterproposal was put up by the Senate Democrats, which would fund the government through the end of the month while extending Affordable Care Act credits and reversing Medicare cuts. But that was also shut down. 3 procedural votes are expected late today, likely aimed at trying to force movement on funding bills. While the political wrangling keeps going on, it continues in Washington. The big question for the rest of us here in Metro Atlanta is, how long will this drag on? Joining us now is Dr. Rajeev Dhawan. He is the chair of the economic forecasting at Georgia State, here to help us break down all the tea leaves and maybe showing us when there could be some relief, perhaps. Welcome back to the show, Doc.
Thank you for having me.
All right, talk to us about it. What are the key indicators or pressure points that will tell us when this shutdown will finally come to an end?
I think it has to go into the second week and beyond. That's when the paychecks that are supposed to come in on the 10th and the 12th start to make an impact. Remember, people got paid on the 30th before it started, so everybody made their payments on the rent and the mortgage. But now people who get paid bi-weekly, their payments are coming through, and if they don't get it, that's when you start feeling the impact on the side of the people who are directly impacted by the shutdown. You and me are indirect. You know, for example, I'm supposed to fly to a conference this weekend. If I decide to cancel it because I'm worried about the air traffic control and the TSA and the lines and everything, then that becomes an economic impact, because now the hospitality and the travel industry will be hurting because I didn't fly out.
So really you're saying it's the people, right? Once the people see that the money's not coming in, they'll get into an uproar, and then is that what forces it, or is it market reaction, or is it something else?
All of it. You know, remember, this is to me is more like a theater right now. We have seen a lot of shutdowns before this thing. So nothing happens in the first few weeks because everybody's grandstanding. I did this thing, and remember, it takes 2 to shut it down, not just one side, okay? So they're going to grandstand. This is politics, right? I mean, they're going to do that. And then they will come up with a solution once their constituencies start to hurt. Both the sides, not just one, both the sides. So that's why when you ask, like, when it's going to end, it's all about politics. Who wants to feel the pain, and how much do they feel it, and they come down to the table. To me, this is more like the pain will begin starting in the middle of this month. It's not enough to wreck the economy or something, but if it goes longer, say into a month plus, that's when the bad things happen.
All right, so the last time we had one was during Christmas and New Year's, the New Year holiday, when we were in 2018 and 2019. How this shutdown compared to that one in terms of the scope of political fallout?
Well, that one happened during the holidays, but I remember from that time, nobody felt anything in terms of like your everyday life. It started, it ended. What happened to your portfolio, you didn't feel it. It was actually going up and down. So it all depends upon, so let's say if the market goes down 10% in the next few weeks, then you and me are feeling it. Could be any reason, right? You don't know why the markets go up and down. But if it goes down, then you're going to start blaming the shutdown. Then it becomes more of a pressure point for both the sides to come to a resolution.
Are there any warning signs or any sure signs for us to see that maybe this is starting to come to an end? Or is it the you mentioned earlier, the people now getting into an uproar? Would that be the kind of sure sign that it would end, or could it go on beyond that?
It can go beyond that, because, you know, usually if there are like 5 issues you are debating about, you can do some give and take. I take 2, you take 2, we forget about the 5th one. This time it seems to be only 1 issue so far. It's very difficult to make a deal when you only have 1 issue that's keeping you apart. You say it's pretty easy. You know, you come a little bit this way, come a little bit that way. That's what we thought's going to happen last week, but it didn't happen. So it seems to me it's more stuck. There's not too much leeway to do some like give and take.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So once this comes to an end, and you said the last time it happened, you and I really didn't feel the impacts from it. Let's say this one goes on through the month, like you're predicting, maybe it goes to the middle of the month, maybe even a little bit beyond that. It lasts for about a month. How long does it take for the economy to bounce back? How long does it take for federal workers to bounce back?
Well, by law, the people who have been furloughed will be paid their back wages the moment they come back to work. So if they come back to work by the end of this month, you would not even notice it because they were going to get paid. Now, if it goes into more than a month and they have now missed one full paycheck to make their payments and all that, that's when you will start seeing some impact on spending and all that. But unfortunately, all the data has been shut down, all the data agencies. So I won't have any data to tell you what was the impact, even marginal or not, by the end of this month.
Gotcha.
We may have some indirect evidence, but that won't be the real thing.
Gotcha. All right, Dr. Dhawan, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your insight on this issue.